Hello D23 fans, this is Christian Milan again, here with another D23 planning video, and this one is about the main event, the Hall D23 panel presentations. Some people say it's the reason why D23 Expo exists. It's an important one, so here we go. So in this video, I'm going to talk about three things. Number one, what is Hall D23? Number two, what you can expect in these Hall D23 presentations. And number three, how to get a seat in these Hall D23 presentations. So before 2015, all major panel presentations went in the arena in the Anaheim Convention Center. It was about 4,000 people. But as of 2015, they realized that these presentations were so popular, they need to open up a much larger space. So they converted Hall D into a 7,500 seat theater where you could see different panels like the live action panel, legends, animation, and Disney Parks and Resorts. And the location of Hall D23 is right above Hall E. And remember, Hall E is where you would line up overnight to get into Hall D23. They're connected by a little stairway that you would enter when the panel begins. Now the inside of Hall D23 is shaped like a pie. There's sections that they allocate A, B, and C. And when you're lining up in Hall E, they actually give you wristbands that correspond to the place where you're going to sit. Because they're showing such top secret footage that they're not going to be ready to release to the general public, especially for the live action and the animation panel, they're going to give you bags where you're going to have to seal your phone and not open that bag until after the presentation concludes. So be ready to not have your phone available for 3 full hours during the presentation. Another thing that's different about Hall D23 that's different from other things like Comic-Con's Hall H is that they clear the room after each presentation. So you can't enter the morning presentation and squat and expect to get into the next presentation in the afternoon. So now that we talked about the Hall D23 itself, now we're ready to talk about the presentations. Now D23 is different from other conventions like Comic-Con. In other conventions, they have sporadic presentations here or there with no logical progression. But Disney is all about story. So the way they space out their presentations and set them up is in a little logical narrative, where it starts off with legends, where it has the founding principles of the Disney company and people that are really instrumental from the past, present, and is directing Disney's future. The second is the animation panel, and Disney always said that if the animation is strong, the company is strong. And here we have John Lasseter put on a fantastic show with stars, music, and behind-the-scenes footage. Now, a lot of these films have already been talked about, like Coco and Gigantic, but they're going to go into further detail and possibly even show more footage for Toy Story 4, Incredibles 2, Wreck-It Ralph 2, and Frozen 2. So that ends things on Friday. Now on Saturday is when things really heat up. And that's because a lot of people come to the D23 Expo just to see this one panel on Saturday morning called the D23 Live Action Panel. And that's at 10:30. They're going to talk about, and just name a few, the Mary Poppins remake. They're going to talk about the live action Mulan, possibly Dumbo live action, and of course the Lion King live action film coming up. Now Marvel will have a segment, and they're going to go into the Black Panther movie, the Captain Marvel movie, the next two Avengers Infinity War movies, and they're going to talk about all the future upcoming plans for the Marvel Universe. And finally, Star Wars. And films from live action and the animated films get directly translated into physical form in the Disney Parks and Resorts panel. Now in 2015, it was not that difficult to get into the Parks and Resorts panel. But in 2017, we're going to see a lot more demand for that Parks and Resorts panel, simply because people expect Disney to talk about what's going on with Star Wars Land. You'll see footage, we expect some concept art, possibly even ride information that we can't see anywhere else. And to end it all, D23 gives you their D23 version of A Kiss Goodnight with usually a musical panel. This time it's going to be Alan Menken's one-man show on Sunday. It's going to be hugely popular. They're going to do 2 on Sunday. So if you don't catch the first one, try to stay for this afternoon one. One thing that I've been asked is, why is Disney so secretive with this footage in the live action and animated panels? You're going to see them so far in advance, oftentimes a year before the film comes out. A lot of the storyboards or animatics or even rough footage is going to be not generally available to the public to see yet. And they wanted to make sure that it doesn't get leaked because it's not quite yet up to the quality that they're ready for the public to digest. So this is just really for the hardcore fans. It really is a gift from the Disney company. So now we're going to talk about how to get a spot in Hall D23. One question that I get asked a lot is, can I attend more than one Hall D23 presentation in one day? And to follow up on that, can I attend all 4 of them? The Legends, the animation, live action, and Parks and Resorts. Can I attend all of them if I really put my mind to it? In 2015, you could. There are certain rules though. Number 1, you could not arrive after 5 a.m. You had to arrive well before 5 a.m. to get into Legends and the live action panel. Number 2, since they cleared out the room, you had to leave the panel and come straight back in line after leaving the Legends or the live action panel. You could not do the floor, get food, or take breaks in between panels. So people that did this end up bringing snack bars, protein bars, fruit, even water, so that they don't have to leave the lines and take breaks between presentations. So one thing that's different about 2017, like I mentioned before, it's going to be bigger than it's ever been in the past. Because it's right before Comic-Con, you can expect a huge crowd trying to get into these Marvel and Star Wars panels. In the past, you could arrive just before 5 a.m. in the morning and you could probably get a seat inside the morning panels. But 2017 is going to be completely different. I expect that you'll have to arrive well before 5 a.m., possibly overnight, to get into these morning presentations. Now I'm going to close out this video talking really briefly about Hall E, the overnight line. Now Hall E is only about 143,000 square feet. Hall D23 is about 223,000 square feet, almost twice the size. So you can imagine all the people that can fit into Hall D23 crammed into Hall E. And the concrete is not warm, so it's not very comfortable, but they have places where you can maybe watch a movie, and they have places where you can pick up some food at the snack bar. Now in 2015, they only let you bring things into Hall E that could fit into a backpack, whether that be blankets, a yoga mat, maybe a pillow, to make yourself comfortable. But I also saw things like an inflatable mattress where someone actually slept literally overnight in that hall. So although Hall E isn't the most comfortable place, it really is a lot of hardcore Disney fans having one big slumber party. It's a lot of fun. And if you haven't been in one of these before, just try it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. There's a lot of people that think like you, love the same things you do. And in fact, there's a lot of people that I've talked to at these presentations in line that I still talk to today. So those are my tips. Hope you liked them. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll try to answer them in the comments below. I hope to see you at the panels, but until then, have a magical day.